Were you in any, when you were in any of the previous rock and roll bands, were you primarily a sax player?
Yeah. Yeah, a little group we put together called the Capers. It was in London, Ontario.
The Capers?
Yeah, it's 1958.
What label is this on? We're record collectors here.
Well, we did go to Detroit.
Yeah.
And got a record out called, it was then Paul London and the Capers.
Uh-huh.
And Paul just looked me up a couple years ago after all those years. He's designer for Honda cars. And we played around London and then went to Detroit.
What was the name of the record?
So when I first began playing with the Capers, I said, I don't want to play piano, I'll play saxophone. But I don't want to play piano. Yeah. So that was it.
So that was the start.
Yeah.
But you weren't laying on your back?
No, I just stood there and
roll with punches.
tried to get that old Martin in tune. I had a Martin first. Traded a C melody for a Martin. Later on a Buffet, and then a King, and finally Selmer. You don't mind me mentioning product names here.
They're not going to give us any anyway.
No, it's hard these days.
You had a bunch of saxes that were melted in the fire, didn't you?
Yes.
I mean, you had a place up in the Malibu Canyon that burned down about 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Was that useful stuff, or was it a collection, a historical collection? Or?
No, a lot of the stuff was in the little studio we had in near Zuma Beach there.
Yeah.
So the smaller things I saved. But I lost a great baritone, a low A, Selmer, low A, and lost the mouthpieces. A Mark VI tenor, but the mouthpiece was on it, and I couldn't find them, you know. Finally began digging out these stainless steel mouthpieces. And I cleaned up, and it still plays good. I got that in 1959, I think, in Detroit. And I in a little shop right next to the Torch Bar on East Jefferson. Old fella repaired horns. Met a baritone player for Ray Charles in there having his horn done over one time. So I still have that, and I still go back to it. I can't find another mouthpiece.
By the way, the Paul London and the Capers record, what's it called?
Rosie Lee.
Oh, Rosie Lee, of course.
I can't remember the other side. Then we came out with another one called Big Bad Twist.
Oh, it's rarely off my turntable.
And the other side of that was Sugar Baby.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for those.
Well, I'll get them for you if you want.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
How about a Hakavia Screw Loose?
Screw Loose?
Yeah, that was Ronnie Hawkins. That's a rare item.
Okay. When did you start, Lee? When did you start doing the New Orleans session stuff? How did you make that transition? Because you were a sax player, going to school.
Well, when recording really started down in New Orleans, because it was in the 40s, around 47.
Uh-huh.
And the first recording started.
And you just walked in and said, try me?
No, I was in on the ground floor when it started.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody was recording down there.
You were doing it in 47?
Yeah.
You were doing that when Fats was doing the Fat Man?
Oh, well, I mean, I recorded before he did that.
Wow.
See, there was Capitol and Savoy and all of them were coming down there with Paul Gayton, Dave Bartholomew and them.
Is that right?
This was before Fats.
I see.
Yeah, Fats came in around 48, 49.
Man. Were you doing, Jay, were you doing all your recording in L.A.?
Yeah, I was just almost recording in LA, some of it in Cincinnati.
Well, for King Federal?
Yeah, King Federal, but most of it was done in Los Angeles.
So,
some in, I did the thing for BJ there in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Well, in some of the first prime years, you're in your prime years now too, but the first prime years of the early 50s with the Federal and Savoy and all this stuff going on, these two, you were on I'm assuming you were on like package tours or going around the country?
Well, let's see. I really didn't start traveling until about 50, because my first hit record, I didn't go back east. That was in 49.
Uh-huh.
And then I signed up with Shaw, but nothing happened, so I went with GAC. And then I started playing all the clubs, Wildwood, New Jersey. And
So you were playing
Birdland.
clubs as a solo,
Yeah,
as
so-
opposed to maybe one of these big R&B reviews.
Well, I went on one like with Little Richard when they had top 10, you know, they used to book the top 10 acts of the country. And I was on it with Little Richard, Joe Turner was on it, Faye Adams was on it, Shaking Hand, the Boom Globes, the Five Keys.
They were called the big shows.
Yeah, those big shows. They take the top 10 acts of the country and start in New Orleans. And they go about 31 nighters.
Uh-huh.
So I happened to know a guy at Gale Agency, so he put me on the show.
Now you have, like I said, there's a big J resurgence going on. I mean, I think I'm safe to say that. How long has this been going on? I mean, the real, I guess it started in Europe, right?
Yeah, I had a chance to go over to Europe, and we did a thing for, you know, Ace Records, and then what happened, a fellow writes for the Times was over there, Brian, but one of them, what's his name? What's his name?
Who?
Guy wrote the article in the Times.
Don Snowden or something?
Oh, Bob Hilburn.
Yeah, Bob Helper. He happened to be in Europe covering the blues, and I happened to be there, and so he gave me a full page in the calendar. And then we did a movie for BBC, did the history on black music. They went to Jamaica and Africa and everything. So they came here and did a blues. Laura Folsom was in it, Charles Brown, Joe Liggins, and myself,
Big Mama.
and Big Mama Thornton before she died, and Laurie Glenn. And so from then I started going to New York, and then the things just started happening again.
I'm really glad they have. I mean, when I saw you a few months ago at the Club Lingerie, it was terrific. It fulfilled my expectations. Can we expect or hope to see you around the LA area? I know you say you're going to Europe pretty soon. Any forthcoming LA dates that we can look forward to right now?
Yeah, well, I'm working out in Anaheim right now at Salvatore's. That's on 500 North Brookhurst, doing the wild thing. I got some new things going. You have to come out and hear it, man. I got that XPX 90 now. It's a monster, man. I'm doing some things now. Sound like a big band, you know. So you have to come out here. And then with the wireless. See, that night I didn't have the wireless. I think the night you was there. Every time I played lingerie, they never get my wireless working.
Yeah.
So I was just blowing that old soul, you know, but I have a wireless now that I can go 1,500 feet. You know, you can still hear me just blasting.
What's the name of the place you're playing right now, pretty much?
That's a Salvatore restaurant. Yeah, I've just been out there about a month, you know.
And this is on Brookhurst. What?
Yeah, 500 North Brookhurst in Anaheim, California.
Oh, Anaheim. Well, I'll get down there. Jim, when am I going down there?
Probably this weekend.
This weekend? Okay. Well, I hope we'll see you all out there. Anybody know how much time we got left? 1 minute. Wow, that's good. I've been uniformity. Well, I want to thank my guests for coming down. It's you know, this show is pretty much just me making my record collection come to life, and I enjoy the heck out of it. Did I let's see. Here's a Lee Allen reissue that came out of. Was that here or that in New Orleans?
They reissued in London.
In London. Yeah, it's got.
And hopefully I have a new one this year.
Yep. Got to show this
That's
one.
in the plan.
We don't have any new band records to show right now. You guys are rehearsing.
Oh, we have a video or two. One that we did at Tipitina's, and then we had one done in Japan,
Really?
Tokyo.
So these are commercially available right now?
No,
But they
no,
will.
they're we're just holding back,
All right.
playing
Good.
it cool.
Good idea. Make them wait. That's what I
Yes,
say.
yes.
All right. Well, fellas, it was a gas. Thanks for coming down. Hope to see you all many times more. And thank
Thanks
you
for inviting
Thank
me.
you for dropping by.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Pleasure to be with the guys.
Well, it's more than fun. Just want to meet some people and have some fun. Meet some people and have some fun. As a man turns the phone, call the police. There's a little if you need somebody to eat. That's the kind of girl that makes me smile. She's the kind of girl I want to be mine. She loves to watch